Kwargs. 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 Kwargs, right? Oh, if you want that to work correctly, you just use quarks. Oh, of course. What was I thinking? I should use quarks. How many should I use? Well, as many as you need. Can I use just one? Is that a kwarg? Do I always have to have two kwargs? A kwarg is a kwarg. Oh, so I can use one. Sure. I mean, sort of, because it's a kwarg. Oh, right. Because it's a quark. A quark. So it's one quark is lonely and two is a party, right? It's a quark. Come on. How hard is it to figure out how many quarks you need to have a quark? It's short for keyword argument pluralized. Keyword arguments. Keyword arguments. Quarks. Keyword arguments. Quarks. Duh. There's so many unnecessarily cryptic abbreviations and acronyms in Python. It took me 3 years to understand kwargs were keyword arguments. For at least 2 years, I was so confused by sometimes seeing star kwargs, I just ignored it. Seriously. I tried to understand it. Couldn't, because Python is not a language, it's an abbreviation. The entire fucking thing is just abbreviations and acronyms. So I was just so overwhelmed, eventually noticed that anytime I saw star kwargs, there were no consequences for me ignoring it. Eventually, I saw it written out. Instead of someone writing kwargs in official documentation, they actually wrote keyword arguments. I was like, holy fuck, that's what it means. I'm extremely put off by the unnecessary jargon, abbreviations, and acronyms combined with the arrogance of how usable and readable Python is and how easy and accessible it is. Really put off by that because it's so limiting. Keyword arguments, reducing all of that to quarks destroys information. So you are communicating far less information. That's all of Python. All of Python is a nice juicy plum that has been squeezed until it's just a little rock and there's no information in it. Can't understand anything. So I have been livid. This really important concept, they made the word quarks. Most of the other words are at least English words. Like there's a loop for something, in something. They use the word with to mean something. And I think it's fucking stupid the way they do it. But at least it's English. Or a real word in some language. It doesn't have to be English. I think the inventor is Dutch. Make it Dutch. I don't give a fuck. Just make it a real word. They use this word yield to do something. And I don't think that's a great choice, but it's a word. And it has some connection. But quarks. Why did they fucking make us use quarks? So pissed. And today, it got worse. The word with, and the word yield, and the word in Word for, these are mandatory words. If you don't use those words, it don't work none. It's not going to work. But quarks is not mandatory. It's just a convention. But it's so universal, and there's just so much that is obscure, obtuse, and oblique about Python. Until today, it didn't really occur to me that quarks is arbitrary. They don't have to write quarks. They can actually write keyword arguments without a space. Just put an underscore. Because you know what an underscore is? Back in the 1960s, they needed a way to underline words, including the spaces, and so that's what the underscore character is. It's a line under a space. So, quite literally, underscore is a space that's been underlined. It's an emphasized space. You can write keyword arguments with a space as long as you underline the space. You can do that. You don't have to write quarks. Thousands of documents that I have read that all say quarks. It's all a choice. They all chose to be obtuse, to be confusing, to crush the meaning out of the words they use. That is just one example of hundreds across this entire language, the entire community and ecosystem, while they're simultaneously boasting about how amazing Python is, how easy it is to use, how it's so readable. Quarks. I started programming when I was 9 years old. This language sucks ass. I'm gonna go now. Bye. Bye-bye. Goodbye.